It's one of those. It's one of those. It's one of those. I figure this is going to be one of those. But anyway, here it is. People ask me. I'll try as much as I can to help out. So here we go. Today, I want to break down something that should be really, really simple. And that is what the National Basketball League of Tanzania, the NBL, actually is. How teams qualify, and why so many people are confused about its format. Now, I want to be very clear. This is not a criticism. This is just the structure and the gaps within the structure. The NBL is Tanzania's top basketball league. It's the national stage. And whoever wins the NBL goes on to represent Tanzania en road to BAL. The qualifiers for the Basketball Africa League. That part is clear. I think that part is clear. Very, very clear. At least for me. Where things get interesting is how teams qualify. Now that's the part that's unclear. In TZ, the journey starts at regional level. Every region has its own league. The RBAs, and now would include, like Dar es Salaam, Arusha, Dodoma, Mbeya, Mwanza, Mara, and many others. Teams play in their regional league first, and the top teams from that region earn the right to move up to NBL. For example, in Dar es Salaam, the Basketball Association has already stated publicly that the BDL, Basketball Dar es Salaam League, finalists represent Dar in the NBL. And the Tanzania Basketball Federation, TBF, has stated the national competition starts with the RBAs. And from there, only a limited number of teams make it to the national top league. So the most consistent pathway is RBA, top regional teams, NBL. Right? But this is where the confusion begins, because there is no single public document that clearly explains the full format or when certain changes happened. Some sources still mention something called First Division, but there's no updated information on how that works, how it works, who plays in it, how promotion or relegation is handled, or whether it's even active today. At the same time, different sources describe different qualification pathways. Some say RBA finalists qualify. Some say there are national zones. Some say there's a separate Division I. And then the official team lists don't always match the early announcements. Even the number of teams changes. For the 2025 NBL, early reports mentioned 28 teams, but the final announcement listed 21 teams. Several teams withdrew due to unavoidable circumstances without further explanation. There's also no clear breakdown online showing how many teams each region gets, how the groups are formed, whether there's seeding, or why some regions have more representatives than others. So the confusion isn't people making things up. The confusion is a result of missing information. And this matters because East African basketball is growing fast. BAL is getting bigger. Road to BAL is more competitive. Players and teams are investing more. Fans want to follow the game. And the whole region is trying to understand how these leagues fit together, how they come together. But without clear, centralized information, players can't see their pathways. Teams don't know the exact qualification rules. Fans can't follow progress. Media can't explain the structure. And the whole community is working with half the picture. That's supposed to be a picture, right? So here is the simple summary of what I got. NBL is the top league. Winners go to Road to BAL. Teams qualify through their regional basketball leagues. And everything beyond that, format changes, quarters, divisions, brackets, is not consistently documented online, which is exactly why this conversation matters. Clear information helps everyone understand the pathway and helps the game grow across Africa, East Africa to be precise.